Oh,
We're going. We're live. I
we're
remembered to turn
live.
off the music in time this time.
Who are you? And what have you done with Misha?
I'm evil Misha.
I'm evil Meowsha.
Meowsha.
I'm evil
I
Misha.
I should
I'm
just have it like
Meowsha.
Meowsha. I should
You're
just have it
just
be like Rascal one of these times.
just a full-on like fucking Siamese cat.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
Blah.
Blah.
That just made me think of like, do I just associate like evil cats with Siamese cats because of the like, uh,
The Aristocats, I think is
yeah,
what
that's what
you're
I was
thinking
gonna say.
of?
Was it
Yeah.
Aristocats that were the bad ones?
I think so.
There's been a couple, I think, renditions where they always made like the Siamese cats bad, which is probably just racism,
I was
hidden
gonna say
hidden racism.
we could look into
Back
that.
back in the 90s.
I'm sure there's
But
something there, but
actually, I was just talking. I forgot who I mentioned. Oh, I was literally just at doing my gas station job, and somebody walked in and had a Aristocrats T-shirt on, and I was like, "Wow,
oh
I haven't
wow.
seen that movie in forever." Like,
God,
oh
yeah.
yeah, if you go and watch it on Disney Plus now or whatever, it has a little thing that pops up that says this. It was a product of its time and
Oh
may be
yeah.
offensive, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, no, they got warnings on some of those, and the Aristocats is definitely one of them.
I do love that. It's like if you were born past 2000, you might be out of the label of product of its time.
Right.
It may be offensive label because like up into the 2010s, did things really start getting kind of better about that shit.
Yeah.
So
It's like
that's funny though.
early 2000s, even still, was pretty bad with like, you know,
Early 2000s were still bad, yeah.
yeah, God.
There's a lot of things that would not fly today.
Exactly. Like you said, it was only
Actually,
recently that we're like, hey, maybe we shouldn't say these things.
speaking out things like that, like blast from the past, Hollywood Undead.
Oh,
God,
yeah.
I used to fucking jam to them, and yeah, they're like, I mean, some of the lyrics are just straight up homophobic and just awful back
Yeah.
then, which I didn't necessarily like, but you know, the beats were good.
The beats were good.
Rap, kind of like the rap rock mix too. That was like, you know, it was like Linkin Park, but a little bit harder, and
Yeah.
really enjoyed that kind of sound. And they have some. There's a couple of their songs that are just great. Or like the music is phenomenal. Again, couple lyrics need to nix them, but so I bring them up because they just drop or are dropping a new album, which is
Really?
like wild to me. Now I do believe that band has specifically came out and said like, yeah, look, shit was like it was the past, you know,
Yeah.
and we've learned and grown kind of thing. So like I guess it's best to see if that actually comes true or not. Oh, Ruby messaged
I
in the thing.
yeah, I saw.
Ah.
For those of you
So yeah,
watching,
I think that was interesting.
first of all, hi, welcome to Bark Bark Meow.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
Misha. This is Solis.
And it's
To
the
my
day
right,
after Halloween.
it is the day after Halloween, but I still feel like wearing my costume.
This is like you woke up drunk the next day and haven't gotten out of the costume yet. We're just like the hangover crew.
Right. So Ruby will be joining us shortly. They are getting home here in a little bit. Solace and editing Misha, I'm gonna send you like the craziest Hollywood Undead thing that I've seen. Not crazy because it's like, whoa, this is the most amazing thing ever. Just crazy that like I didn't fucking expect this. Editing Misha, maybe play a snippet of it. Hollywood Undead did a cover of "Have You Ever Seen the Rain" by Creedence Clearwater Revival.
What?
Yeah.
Someone told me long ago, there's a calm before the storm. I know it's been coming for some time.
Dude, by the way,
Yeah.
I remember them with their masks and stuff, and seeing him without his mask on is just a thing.
This was a year
What?
ago.
A year ago?
Yeah. I remember stumbling upon that and I was like, what the fuck? Wait. And it's good. It's really
Why
good.
do they have woods and there's strings and everything?
Strings,
Like what?
acoustic guitars. Who are these people?
Wait, why does this sound good?
It sounds really good.
What is this? All right, I'll come back to that. That's a fucking what? All right, holy crap. We'll have to come back to that. Products of their time. All right. Also, fuff it. Everybody in the audience slash chat, comment down below if you missed a premiere. Let's hear some of those favorite animated movies from your childhood. The Aristocats is definitely one of mine. I watched that a lot with my sister back in the day. We were not very big on like Robin Hood or Fox and the Hound. We liked
Oh, I
Lion
was.
King.
Oh,
We liked Lion King quite a bit. I think we watched the fuck is the Pig and the Spider one?
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web. We watched a little bit of that.
I read
I
that
know
book.
Aristocats was a really big one.
I read Charlotte's Web. I didn't watch it.
We watched it as well.
Nice.
My sister could tell you more about this. My memory's just shit as a kid. I don't know why. She remembers like some of the most off the wall like shit. Like I don't like. I'm like, how? How do you remember these things?
How do you remember this? Yeah,
I was
I think
a fucking person at that point in time. Thank you.
God, right.
I was still a vessel with a developing brain.
right. There was like you said, Lion King. Fox and the Hound was a big one for me. God, I don't know. Like, there was Kung Fu Panda, but that was later. You know, I was a
I
little.
didn't way later. I was
Yeah.
more or less an adult watching that shit because furry, but
I don't think I was quite an adult when the first one came out. I think I was like early teens. God, I have forgotten every single movie I watched as a kid. Obviously, SpongeBob movie was another one.
pretty sure Digimon forced me into a slight
Digimon?
TF feeling. I'm not really big in the TF, but like, I mean the ones where the Digidestined kids actually become the Digimon. I mean that's a whole like thing, right? Right? You got me, chat,
I don't
right?
know. I didn't watch
Audience?
Digimon.
Everybody?
Audience.
Oh man,
Vouch.
I watched all that shit. I don't know how. Like, for God, this will date us. For all of you in the chat, that audience does know about Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh yeah.
You only really watched them on Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
You didn't go to YouTube because it wasn't a thing yet.
Also, cable
And
wasn't super big.
we didn't
Or
have it
if
out
at
here in
all.
the rural areas for
Yeah.
sure. So,
So you got your weekend fix of cartoons in the morning with like 4Kids Entertainment and fucking cartoon. No, that cartoon was Cartoon Network. Never mind. That was a little later.
but somehow it developed into us watching Pokemon in the mornings before school. I don't know. It came on and it was an episode. Well, then obviously Digimon was a thing, and so we would watch Digimon, which is just another like the first couple seasons of Digimon are like premiere. Like this is not a kids show. It's like it starts off as a kids show, but it pulls it's Teen Titans before Teen Titans or Naruto before Naruto.
Yeah.
Where like Naruto definitely feels like Naruto feels definitely more anime like.
Yeah.
But like Teen Titans definitely didn't feel like it was gonna be as dark as it was by the end.
Oh God, yeah.
Or Avatar, like Avatar felt very cartoonish at the beginning. Though Avatar does tackle some pretty dark stuff pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, when he finds his wind, they like the second episode get back to the wind temple or whatever, and everybody's fucking dead.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit! Like it's a pretty quick jump into this isn't just gonna be laugh, fun, and games and friendship, you know?
Yeah.
But I know the first couple Digimons did that, and were pretty damn good about it. The movies are fucking great too. If anybody likes Summer Wars, the anime movie, love Summer Wars. It's just the Digimon movie reskin though. it just is. Almost like the entire plot pacing and everything. It's woof. It's woof. I watch it and I go, I like this movie, but boy, this is just another movie. This is a reskin. I forgot there was another one I watched that was very similar to that too, where I'm like, man, these guys just ripped off Digimon, man. Come on. So I can't fucking enjoy Sword Art Online just because I'm such a massive Dot Hack and Digimon fan, and it more or less just kind of pulls mostly from Dot Hack.
I can't.
Oh, you're stuck in a video game. Brr.
I can't enjoy Sword Art Online because it sucks. I'm just kidding. I've seen
it
like
was
2
all
episodes.
right.
I didn't give it a valid chance. I just
Oh.
wanted to piss somebody off. Somebody out
no
there's
shit.
mad
Somebody
now.
is definitely rage typing right now,
Yeah.
just slamming the hands of the keyboard.
Hold,
But
hold on. Did you hear that?
yeah,
We
huh?
just lost a subscriber.
Oh,
Yeah.
come back!
Get your ass
I-
back here. We ain't done. That's
Sword Art
too
Online
damn bad.
is. Well, we'll take it to the mid category. It's not bad. It's just not. To me, it wasn't new.
I think the
It felt
reason. Oh, go ahead.
borrowed.
That's fair. I think the reason I didn't give Sword Art Online a valid chance was because, like, the most annoying kid imaginable in my class was the one that suggested it to me. And I was like, well, I don't like you, so I'm not gonna like this. Lo and behold, I didn't, but, you know, maybe
Yeah, I
if I
think
watched
that
it today, it would be better, but I'm not going to, so.
I think that was the pipeline though for me was like the fact that we grew up on the Saturday cartoons that kind of moved into catching Cartoon Network. Like cuz we got DirecTV at some point in like the early teenage years. I think it was like right not terribly far before we got internet in our house. Our house we didn't get internet until we were like 15, man.
Oh,
It was bad.
jeez, yeah.
And it started off with dial up that got switched to DSL. We
Dial-up,
never really had
yeah.
great internet. My parents still do not have great internet.
Oh, fuck, I hate that.
The big thing about that is like that whole like pipeline of okay, so we started watching like Cartoon Network and stuff, which led to the Saturday night, Toonami anime.
Anime.
So we started watching, staying up, because me and my sister want to stay up playing games on the weekends, anyways. And
Yeah.
well, there's anime. What's anime? Oh, so like everybody in chat, Wolf's Rain, or we got Ghost in the Shell, Samurai Champloo, the fucking Inuyasha, Cowboy Bebop, Full
There you go.
Metal. God
Oh,
damn,
what?
like all those like the lineups that were back then. Trigun. Yeah, fucking stellar music and
Oh
great
my
anime.
god, the saxophone solo in Tank, which is the Cowboy Bebop.
Mhm.
That's the name
Tank.
of the song. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that is nuts to do on saxophone.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, I think about that, and I remember as a kid hearing that, and I'm like, this is a saxophone. But I'm sitting here going, how is this, like, there's no way a person's actually doing that, right? Because that's got to be electronically. Like,
No, you can do that.
people can do it. It's just
Yeah.
fucking, that is one of the more technical bits.
That falls
sure.
under, there's a thing on saxophone called altissimo fingerings. And
Mhm.
so the saxophone hypothetically goes up to high F sharp. You could play above high F sharp, but it's basically like making the saxophone play way higher than it's supposed to at that point.
Mhm.
And people over time have just found out fingerings to play just crazy high notes. And those were some of them.
I hate that they're called fingerings because all I can think about now is Naruto hand jutsu gestures.
Oh my god.
Musicians
No.
are actually just playing jutsus through music.
No.
Now just imagine.
God. Yeah, I can play up to
Shit.
altissimo A occasionally.
Oh.
If I'm drunk, the weird thing is if I'm drunk, I can play altissimo so fucking well, but as soon as I'm sober, I struggle with it. And it's absolutely it's a relaxation thing, but man, that's just
I was
my
gonna say,
party
it just
trick.
makes Misha just has to become unhinged and just go for it.
True.
I find that kind of interesting when I play video games. Of like, it comes with both getting high or drunk, where there's that sweet spot of your mechanical skills still there, but you have now stopped trying, and you're just performing. Your brain is just taking the information and your body's just doing the thing that it knows it should do. It's like getting rid of the thinking barrier, and that I guess you just feel good when that happens.
You're no longer overthinking.
You're just cracking headshots and fragging out, or you're hitting the ball well in Rocket League and doing some crazy shit, or I don't know, whatever people else play that would be. You're fucking getting every little minion kill steal in League of Legends. I don't know, but
God.
you're just feeling it, and then either the high continues because the edible, or you take that one extra hit or that extra shot. And
You
then you're
cross
just-
that line and you're like,
Then you
"Oh,
cross that
no."
line, and the next game is just so dog shit, and you're like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah.
oopsies.
No, I can play video games when I'm drunk. When I'm high, I'm just absolutely useless no matter what I'm doing. There is no line when I get high. It's just I'm just useless. That's why like
Playing-
if I get high, I have to like clear my schedule for that evening. I can't get high and be like, "Okay, well, I'll continue working on video stuff." No.
No, my attention span goes too much. Like, I guess editing doesn't hold my attention as well because I've tried that before.
Mine neither.
If I God, I'm umming a lot today. I've noticed it.
Yeah, I'm sure editing Misha will love that.
But I got high a few weeks ago and was hanging out in the VC in my friend's Discord. That they were like, "Oh yeah, I'm just hanging out in VC with a couple of people." I'm like, "All right," and I just showed up, and I was pretty zooted. I was feeling pretty good, but I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna play that Spectre Divide game," and I was telling them like how good I was doing, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "You know what? Fuck it." So I just casted my screen, and people were watching me. I'm like, "Why am I being the MVP of our 3-person team? I'm the high one."
God, that was like it was Call of Duty World War II that had.
Oh.
Did you play that one?
I played. So World War II was the one that initially brought zombies, right?
No,
Or was it World War?
that's World at War. I'm talking about World War II
shit.
was the one after like all the advanced movement bullshit.
No.
Okay.
I stopped after Infinite Warfare, I believe.
Fair enough.
Or I don't think I finished Infinite Warfare, to be honest with you.
I got Infinite Warfare like on hella sale for zombies, but not the point. So, World War II has this game mode called War, which, you know, duh, no shit. But like is basically objective based. It was, I want to say 9v9, or it might have been more than that. And it was one side defending and one side attacking. So let's take like storming the beaches on D-Day. So your first objective, you had to storm the beach and get up to the bunkers and take over them. So it was basically a capture the, domination type thing. And you had 3 minutes to do that. And if you did that, it moved on to the next part, which was, God, you had to destroy the communication towers, I think. There was like a bunch of communication things you had to destroy. And then the third thing, you had to destroy the artillery guns. And so if you failed to do any of those, you were just, that was it. And then you switch sides and the other team attacks, and whoever does the best as attackers is the winner. All of that to say, I was like top of my team, just absolutely shit-faced one night. Like I was just hanging out with my friends, just shit-faced playing COD, and I was topping the scoreboards. And I was like,
great.
bro, what are you guys doing? That gave birth to a quote that we still fucking quote to this day in my friend group. So there's the mounted MG guns, because it's the beaches, so you're shooting down at the beaches. And so there was like a little like side path that you had to take to get up to the bunker. And so I saw somebody going for that, and I was like, I see you, you ain't slick. Missed every shot, and I was like, he's slick, I gotta go guard the... And just the process of, because it was immediate, I was like, I see you, you ain't slick. Shit, he's slick. And I just
shit, he's slick.
My friends just lost their shit, and we have just quoted that ever since, because I was just fucking cross-eyed, shit-faced.
I have an exact moment from web fishing that is exactly that that vibe. Oh my god. By the way, web fishing chat. Whoa, talk about
Web
games.
fishing is so fun.
It's so ridiculously fun.
Did you see my clip?
I appreciate the fact that it's not just fishing.
Oh yeah, there's more to it.
There's so much more to it.
The
Which
scratch
clip?
tickets, baby.
I think I have.
Let's go
not.
gambling. You did or did not?
Was it about scratch tickets?
The clip or no?
Oh, okay, then probably then. Which one was it?
It was the one where I was like, all right, I want you all to introduce yourselves, but you have to do it all at the same time. And then
Oh yeah, that
I
was
had
funny.
I had
really
like
funny.
5 other people there.
Cute.
All right, I want you guys to introduce yourselves, but you have to do it all at the same time. Okay, go.
Okay. Hey guys,
everybody,
my name
my
is
name
I'm
is
Badger.
Badger.
I'm
I'm doing a lot of
auto streamer.
You know, that's just
really
my
great.
got the whale. And I'm
I'm
like,
also a
Just really
chronic
excited
high
to be
functioning
here.
alcoholic.
Definitely
Holy
come check out my stream
shit.
sometime at twitch.tv/ariobel.
that's a
Perfect. Thank you. It's just...
Yeah, I've done a like. I think that's been the good part about it too is the community and the chat just hanging out, and we've just been having good content of just
Yeah.
doofing about, also fishing, then not fishing, and talking and chatting with chat, and it just lets you do everything
Yeah.
that you want to do to just vibe. Yeah, look at that clip really quick, Misha. It's the exact thing. He's oh, you slick. Oh, not slick. It's like very similar pacing of what you're talking about and like the shit. Yo, big one, chat, big one, biggest fish I've probably ever caught, guaranteed. Oh. It's the biggest I've ever caught, chat. Oh no! So quickly, we're just ADHDing all over the place. Yeah, web fishing's been great.
Web
If you
fishing
like
has
that
been
game,
great.
we'll be around. I'm gonna try and play those on Sunday nights after I get off of work. Gives me a couple hours to wind down and hang out with people and just vibe.
Yeah. Oh
I need to
my
find
God.
some more. I need our alliance to do just a lo-fi playlist.
I think they have one. They
I
were
like they do,
supposed
but
to.
I haven't found it, or in the very quick lookings.
Yeah,
haven't found
or
it.
the Alliance also is kind of going through their own thing right now, but
Mm,
that's a whole nother can of worms.
I haven't even noticed. Oh,
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that has been going on that
Damn.
I will not be discussing on the podcast.
damn.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff that they're supposed to do might be a little delayed.
Yeah.
God,
I got-
speaking of shit behind the scenes, have you heard all the stuff going on with Fur Affinity?
The only thing I saw was, and I read it myself, the TOS update about like what minors being involved in
Yeah.
like art, which for the most part seemed pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I agree with like nearly everything in there. I thought those were good clarifications to make.
The biggest problem I saw was when that one person was talking about like eggs and OV stuff. OVs. Cat, Jesus Christ. You catching all of this?
Yeah,
I'm
we
catching
hear it
so many fucking strays right now.
loud
from
and
this
clear.
Cat.
Oh man.
God damn. It's like you haven't been bothering me all day too. Come here. You're in my lap now, and this will keep you quiet. I don't really want to hold you, but this will happen. But yes, but that specific fetish / kink thing, which by the way, Easter's fucked on FA, I guess.
I know, right? Like,
but
there is an update to that, but really quick interjection. Unfortunately, there is an update. Ruby will not be able to join us today. They are busy.
okay.
Yeah. So, apologies for the interruption.
What was I saying? I don't even know. What?
You were talking about
Eating a cat.
FA, OV position.
Put her on a roaster.
Easter is fucked for.
Oh yeah.
FA.
So yeah, from my knowledge though, that was like there was some weird things. Some of the stuff was like, well, if there, basically it was like not like, I guess not like the gray area of where some of the TOS was, but like people were putting hypotheticals where they're like, well, I have a comic where a kid is born and after parents have sex, but it's in the same panel, so that would technically violate your TOS. Stuff like that. And it seemed like FA was like, uh-oh, like feeling the burn. But I haven't heard of anything else since then.
Okay. Yeah, so in terms of what you're talking about, I also read through the TOS thing, and I agree with like basically all of it. I feel like, saying a hard no to basically cub art is acceptable. I think that is very good. It's, the biggest thing was like clarification on like ABDL and diapers was the biggest thing, where it was like, what is allowed, what isn't allowed. Because before this, a bunch of ABDL artists were just getting banned left and right with no explanation whatsoever. And as far as they knew, they hadn't broken TOS because there wasn't a TOS update on it yet. Well, now there is, and half the bans were apparently unjustified and were lifted because it was like, well, this didn't break TOS that we established 2 weeks later. But
gotcha.
yeah. And so, as of the last couple days, someone by the name of Leffy, I want to say, I think that was their name. Or it might be, I'm gonna double check because I don't want to get this wrong. It's Luffy, Luffy.
Luffy, Luffy. It's Luffy.
Luffy. Well, okay.
It's fucking One Piece, baby.
Oh, is it? Oh, I was thinking of the word fluffy.
You're fluffy.
True.
Whoa, I mean, I feel bad now.
No. But no, so they were the main person that was kind of like leading the charge of Mew isn't allowed on FA because it's technically an embryo, and eggs aren't allowed on FA because that's technically a fetus, which I just feel like eggs are a whole nother thing, but, you know, go off king or queen.
I think all of that is just like, okay, let's not be stupid, FA. Like, there's probably a very minuscule amount of stuff that would cross into territories that involves fertilized eggs. That would be a problem. But,
yeah, nobody's looking at OV position art and like licking their. Or, okay, one person out there probably is, but they're weird. Like, nobody's looking at OV position art and like licking their chops and be like, that's got a baby in it. Like, no, OV position is a complete. It's just a completely different vibe, you know.
Fucking looks at OV position art and goes, breakfast.
Breakfast. But no, so they resigned, and they were the ones that were kind of like leading the charge of all the just completely
somebody was being
offhand.
a little bit too.
Yeah, just off.
So there was a resignation.
Yeah, and there have been 5 or 6 other resignations as well after this one, and this is all I currently know. I haven't been keeping track of this because I don't ever use FA, so I don't super duper care. I know inevitably somebody's gonna be like, Misha, you should make a video about this, and it's like, listen, that would be Icarus flying too close to the sun on that one, considering the topic at hand, you know. I think I'm just gonna let this one pass. But yeah, so FA is kind of going through it right now. And it also feels like they made these clarifications to justify banning all ABDLR, or, you know, hitting it with a wider brush. Because
a lot of that's how that usually goes, right? Is where you attack pretty like openly. Look, most people can agree this is a problem, but then you try to overgeneralize it to attack another community, like that being all of the ABDL community at that point. It's the attack trans people to eventually attack all of the LGBTQ plus. It's one of those kind of strategies. It's you gotta get your foot in the door kind of things.
Yeah. So like, I think these clarifications are good if they stick to them. If the mods don't use it as an excuse of like, oh, well, to me, this looks like X, Y, and Z, therefore I'm banning it. Where if the artist is like, these are all adult characters, everybody's an adult, they all look like adults, and then one of the mods is like, well, I don't think so, ban.
Right. That's one of those things where it would need you have to have like a committee, right? Like,
yeah,
you shouldn't be letting just one mod take. Well, it's actually a part of what like the TOS and why it's so important to be very clear is so that there is an interpretation by mod ship. Mod ships should just be able to follow it to a T, and it should just work.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have them going, well, I think, no, that's not how this works. We have this set up specifically. Listen or get kicked to the curb.
And that is kind of what happened, but also kind of not. Because they resigned, but I imagine there was a lot of pressure to do so, you know?
I have a feeling resignations definitely were like, hey, you guys need to follow these specifically. Oh, I don't like you rating back my authority, or you know, there's probably a lot of things in there that are just like probably weren't really problems, but ended up manifesting as, you know what? I don't need to mod for because I'm almost sure they're unpaid.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So I'm almost certain it's unpaid, and that means these people just decided, you know what? Fuck this. I can't do what I want. Then we're not gonna do it.
Yeah, which
Which
is
is whatever.
fair. It's I mean,
You're allowed
it's
to make those choices. Yeah.
yeah, it's petty as shit, but you are allowed to be like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not getting my way, I'm out of here. But just like, don't be an asshole about it, man. Just be like, I'm stepping down. Goodbye. So FA is
Dude.
certainly going through it. I can't
I
say
am
that
starting to
it's
lose my shit with these political texts.
you're getting political. I'm not getting political.
I've
I don't
gotten
live.
like
Wait,
6 different please donate to
Is-
Donald J. Trump
Is
fucking texts.
is Illinois a swing state?
No.
Oh, why are you getting text?
Well, so that's the funny thing is, this last one, I literally just got a text for a local. I don't think he's a guy I would want to vote for. I'm pretty sure he's not the guy I would want to vote for. I don't know his name very well though. He is, I think, the Republican piece of shit that nobody's gonna vote for. He's having a rally, I guess, in Peoria tomorrow. Whatever. Fucking don't care.
Okay.
Not gonna go. Interesting that I got a text for that though. I definitely didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, that's really weird.
But I've gotten in the last week and a half, like 2 weeks at most. I think it's the last week and a half. I think it's been a shorter period than 2 weeks. I've gotten 5 different texts from random numbers saying donate to Donald Trump. Which is funny because it's not saying vote for Donald Trump. It says donate. Which is me just laughing as he's still got these motherfuckers out here trying to fund his legal battles and shit. Like he's preying upon the people he's supposedly gonna save money for.
Yeah. Also, like,
Holy shit! Can you
donations
not?
this late in the race, like that's kind of.
Oh no, it's not for his campaign.
Oh
You
yeah,
it's
no,
not
I
for
know.
his campaign.
That's what I'm saying. Is like that's a little.
It's bullshit. I did say I replied to one of them because typically if you reply, they don't ever reply back. Nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
I did end up kicking back and going or sending out "fuck you," and an immediate auto reply came back with "you've been unsubscribed. Thank you."
Let's go.
I was like, wait, they made the bot smart enough to see the reply "fuck you" as a stop. That's awesome.
Right.
I was like, wait, good. Stop texting me. I was like, I wish all these worked like that. I wish you could send
Honestly.
"fuck you" to all of the bullshit scammer stuff I've seen and just like, oh, this unsubscribes you.
Right. He's yelling at his cat. He's beating up his cat as we speak. Hey, Solis, what's
Damn
up,
right I
man?
fucking yelled at my cat.
You're
I
goddamn
picked her
right,
back.
I did.
She was meowing a bunch more. I picked her up, held her for a second, put her back down. She immediately started meowing again. I'm like, nope, done yelling
No.
at her. She'll now fuck off for like probably 10 minutes and be back.
There you go.
Anxiety.
Yeah.
You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling. I sure exist.
Yeah. I think I talked about it on the extra long episode thing.
I don't know.
The after bark. It's just the best thing I can say is just vote. Don't look at
Oh.
all the other fucking things coming out
Yeah.
right now because everything's just meant for you to get a click. Anything and everything written right now is to get you to click on an article. They just want
Yeah.
views. Nothing matters. Nothing's gonna be changed. Kind of fucked up seeing that a bunch of ballots got burned in Washington though.
Oh yeah. Not
little
my
fucked
county,
up.
but yeah, that's which is weird because like, why are you doing this in Washington's not flipping red, bud. Like, that's not.
Surprisingly, people are trying to think that Texas is going to possibly be purple, but I don't think it's quite
Purple.
there yet. We saw in the last 4 years, especially with, I think, 2 years ago when the Senate, I think it's the Senate that they do re-elections and stuff every 2 years, or it's the House, one of them. There's a bunch more blue voting in Texas, which is good, but
True.
it's still not going to be enough for a while to flip that state.
Yeah.
What else is there going on in the world? There's a tropical storm Patty somewhere.
Oh boy.
I don't
Hopefully
know
not
if it's gonna make
Florida, man.
landfall. Actually,
boy.
tomorrow, most of the plains, like Kansas, some of Nebraska, Oklahoma, Missouri, Iowa, even the marginal risk stretches all the way like into my area of like tornadic weather.
Oh.
October 30th, fucking tornadoes, baby. There
Yay.
are, I'm almost guaranteeing the planes will see at least a couple this tomorrow.
Oh boy.
In some of the bigger areas, but yeah, some trough developed. Well, like to put this in perspective, last week, we were sitting in the like 60s with lows in the 40s and 30s. Today it hit in the 80s. Tomorrow
Oh god, okay.
we're gonna be back. Tomorrow we're gonna be back in the 80s again until the storms hit that night, which obviously it'll be already cooling down after its hottest period here.
Yeah.
So it's gonna hit like mid 80s tonight, or tomorrow night, or tomorrow during the day, and then as it starts to cool down, these storms are gonna roll in, and it's gonna be back to being like more regular temperatures. We need rain though.
Hell
so
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
See if we get some tornadoes.
Hopefully.
That's your weather wolf update.
There we go.
Back to you, Misha.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hey.
Heyo, everyone.
Hi, I'm Misha. Nice to meet ya.
Heyo, everyone. Misha be Barkin here. God, I'm posting videos again, right? My last video fucking banged, by the way. Good video.
What video was it?
It was Bluey Goes Against the Bible.
I did watch
a
good portion of that, I believe.
That video is doing really well.
Just gotta keep milking that Bluey content.
I do. I finally made the AI in the dealer's den. That's the video I'm doing this week. I'm finally doing that.
Oh, wow.
Well,
you know what? With Muffafuff coming up.
Yeah. And so fucking I had to like remember how to do the fucking voice of like
oh wow, because you haven't done it in a while.
I haven't done it in a while, yeah. So like, and then I don't know if I can say I think he's made it public knowledge. Mex and I are doing a video together.
I think I heard about this.
Okay, yeah.
I think I heard about this. Yes.
We're doing the furry convention iceberg. So like stuff that's happened at furry cons or like furry cons themselves.
I think what's pretty crazy is how most of the stuff that people will say is a bad convention problem is not usually related to the convention.
Yeah.
It's like the guy Anthrocon who got fucking attacked with the sword.
That's fucking crazy.
Would turn around and say Anthrocon was a horrible experience. Well, no, it wasn't Anthrocon's fault.
Well, I mean, Anthrocon was a horrible experience for them, but like you're right, that's not Anthrocon's fault.
But but if they were to turn around and say, yeah, AC sucks, and this is why, and obviously that's not their like what's the convention gonna do about that,
Yeah.
And I've noticed that with a lot of people. So some people, and this is why it's gonna be hit or miss with you, Misha, and I'm always excited to see how it goes, I guess. Well, I'll tell you, it's a mix of things. I love MFF. I'm a very social person. I always go there. My rooms are always chill. I always find a good handful of parties to go hang out with some good people, hang out, have some good times. And yeah, there's like dull moments and lull moments. Like, I mean, I'm there for like 5 fucking days. Of course, there's going to be down times here and there. But there's never anything that's usually awful. Sometimes I got pissed off. Like one time I got really pissed off because we were told, oh, they pulled all the water from the Dead Dog Dance, but you can bring in unsealed water bottles, the seals will be checked at the door so that you're not bringing in like alcohol and shit.
Yeah.
And you'll be let in. So then we walked over to this, the main hotel has a little store and it's downstairs, which you'll be very familiar with. And we went and bought expensive ass bottled water, and then we walked back over, and some power tripping fucking volunteer guy at the door who somehow didn't get his fucking memo was like harassing me and the like 4 people I was with about having the bottled waters, and we're like, guys, your fucking convention told us this. Oh, dude, he was power tripping so hard. So that's one of those things where it's like, well, the convention kind of fucked it there. But
yeah, that's still I would still argue that falls under one person.
Right. Like, well, I think that was
more directly that is more directly the con's fault, but that still is one volunteer just being a douche nozzle,
It's
like,
a mix of 2 things here. It's a mix of, and I already mentioned this to you in private DMs, where MFF seems to do things very late.
Yeah, fuck.
And I think that means that volunteers don't get a lot of training, which means you get people like that, or they're not vetted very well because they can't really vet. Because I will say this, and next year I'll probably volunteer for MFF because this year I'm going to be in Dealer's Den with a friend, so I got to be. I'm going to be doing that stuff a little bit more for that experience. But I'll probably volunteer next year for MFF. We need more volunteers out there. I know you're spending your vacation time. You have like volunteering for a con. But if we don't have if you don't have enough volunteers, it makes the entire event a lot harder to run. And they kind of have to take what they get, which you
Yeah.
get some of these people that are doing it because they want authoritarian power and they want to feel like they have a big dick.
It's
So-
crazy.
So it's one of those things where it's like MFF probably didn't train them well enough because of their own mishaps. But also, how you gonna vet if you only got X amount of volunteers and so many positions to fill? So
Yeah.
there's probably a lot more there. I'd love for MFF to reach out and actually explain some of this shit. But like, why is Anthracon's fucking reg already working and we didn't reg for MFF a couple months ago? Like, come on, what's
Yeah.
going on?
Yeah.
We gotta do things a little better. Come on.
I
I don't know what's
know.
going on in the background. I don't know if some transparency needs to be said where it's like, oh, we're working with the hospitals to strike a deal. That's why we can't do this stuff. Or I don't know. I feel like there's gotta be some more stuff done.
You mean to say the hotels? I think you said the hospitals.
Well, if I said hospitals, whoa. Gotta make sure. No, hotels. please, God.
I looked up. I was like spinning a dice in my hand, and I looked up, and I was like, the hospital. Oh, he probably meant hotel. What the hell do we need the hospitals for? Oh God.
Hospitals.
Oh man.
Hospitals.
Hospitals.
But a lot of the times that I've ever heard people, and a lot of the people that talk about like they don't really like MFF, is because it's too much of a clusterfuck, as in there's too much to do at all times, so the FOMO hits them. They make a choice to go somewhere, and then they found out the other party they could have went to was so much better, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which does happen.
That is valid.
And then there's obviously like interpersonal reactions. I hate to say, like, obviously if somebody decides to do something without consent or just problematic things happening that is completely no like scope of the convention itself. Just obviously like that's a terrible, like the guy at AC getting attacked by a sword, or the person I can't remember. I think they were but
They were
them being
trans.
attacked,
I don't
like,
remember.
I think they're trans, so I want to make sure I don't want to be wrong there, so I'm sorry about
no,
that. But
I don't remember.
the
if
big
it
thing
was-
is like a personal experience that gone wrong that has nothing to do with the con. I understand that you can have negative feelings to that, but you don't say MFF sucks because of that. But I've had people say that
yeah.
where they're like, dude, I hate MFF. I'm like, oh shit, why? What happened? And then they go on a very personal story about what happened. And I go, well, that was MFF's fault.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to judge you if you never want to spend a week in Chicago or Rosemont, Chicago, away from everybody at this convention that cost you $1,000, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 or more to do, and had this awful experience. Of course, I'm not going to judge you if you make that personal decision. But if you were to say I had never gone to MFF and I had not followed up on with why, that could have negatively impacted my view of MFF. Where, as like in my experiences, in the last 5-6 years I've been doing this, I love MFF.
yeah.
So
I think
I would be sad if I didn't go.
if something like happens on the con floor, you tell con staff and they do nothing about it, then I think that's a valid argument. But like things happening
of course.
off of the con floor, and then you for like the next year just being like, well, MFF is a dog shit con. I hate going. Everyone, why do people even go to MFF? This con sucks. Like, bro, like, come on, At that point, it's just like, it's yeah. Because I've seen a lot of people do that 1 minute late. Somebody just said in my chat, bro, I'm recording BBM. Go away.
I don't know. I got a stream here too, so
That's so fucking funny.
we're gonna tighten this up and go. But unfortunately, starting late. No Ruby. But we're here. We did it.
We did it.
But no. Yeah. To kind of put a little bow on that is it's just like, okay, I do understand. Big thing about MFF is it's Chicago O'Hare is right fucking there. It is right there, like a mile or two up the road. Quick Ubers and taxis and all that shit, lifts and all that. make it an incredibly accessible con, and internationally because of Chicago O'Hare. And that's why MFF doesn't, I agree, doesn't really bring too much to the table when it comes to its actual events, personally. I think it facilitates a really good area and a large enough space for everybody to come hang out. And obviously, this allows for all your international friends that you've either made on the formerly known Twitter and other sites, FA, whatever. They're most likely, if they're going to come to an American con, they're going to hit up the ones they can access. What's that? MFF.
Yeah.
So that's why MFF is just the more accessible con. But it might start losing that title, to be honest with you. We'll see. Because people are starting to really, really go to FWA, really going to AAC, and there's some other cons that are picking up pretty quickly that might, they're not as necessarily accessible, but the locations and events are better, so they're more, I guess, fun for a vacation. So
yeah,
because most people, like I treat this as like a vacation, even though I'll come back home more tired. I'll be so fucking dead.
True. Yeah.
But
all right.
Random ADHD episode number
yeah.
365.
Yeah, right. Honestly, thank you so much for listening. We're at the end of the episode. I do actually have a story that I want to tell that's kind of funny. But that's going to be Patreon exclusive. So if you want to hear this story about one of Misha's experiences at AC that he could not include in his recap video, be sure to check out our Patreon. And speaking of those members, thank you so much to Quaddle. Thank you to Bogey Bravo, Blue Pack Wolf, Argo, Little Man, Ambirion, Zombie Brains, Loriafia. The least fun you can have is quote-unquote practicing oral. Okay. Who the fuck? Is that? That's not it.
It's gotta be fucking Legoshi, right?
It is Lego, yeah. Thank you to Landon Yeed. Thank you to Sycamore, Bowie Barks, Heartless Hero, Pip the Badger. There he is. Raze, Theo Firefox, Corleen R, Kai Quint Carnelian, and Steam Pony, and Ankara. So thank you so much to you guys. Apologies for not having an episode last week. Scheduling conflicts happened. Life happened for all of us. Life really happened for all of us.
Yeah.
And we're trying to bounce back.
It's gonna be a rough November.
Yeah.
Because we have to record a thanks episode. And we have to double record because you're gonna be gone, and then we're gonna be at MFF.
Yay!
Which that works for like the week we're at MFF. We'll have a week episode for the next week, but like,
yeah,
Misha, you're gonna get home after MFF and just be like, I'm so happy to just be at home.
Oh god, yeah. I'll have been like away from home other than like a few hours to do laundry for like 2.5 weeks, man. I'm gonna be so excited to sleep in my own bed.
Nuts. It's gonna be fucking nuts. But all right, we gotta go.
We gotta go.
I gotta go practice speedruns for my charity event.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in this week. Stick around for the after bark. What?
Go. I'm just being stupid.
Stick around for the after bark right after this episode. Premiere 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. After bark 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Extra episode Spotify Saturdays at 10 a.m. There you go. There's the rundown. We both really gotta go. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
Bye guys.
Don't hit it. Don't hit it. Don't hit it.
Don't hit it.
No, just hold.
Holding.
Oh, thank God I can finally take this shit off.
Oh, yeah. We gotta undress.
Full month of wearing a costume, man.
Whoa, fuck, I am.
You're a big boy. Hey.
Why am I big?
Why
am I so big?
You
drank some of the big potion.
The big kid from web fishing.
Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Bye.